Namaste, and once again welcome back to another session of online mathematics class. Today we shall discuss the new topic quadrilaterals. It is the 8th chapter of NCERT class 9 mathematics test. Let's start. You all know what is a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. It has four sides, four vertices, four angles and two diagonals. Right. So we can draw quadrilateral like this. I mark it as ABCD. Here the sides of this quadrilateral ABCD are AB, BC, CD and DA. These are the four sides of this quadrilateral, and the vertices are namely A, B, C and D. And the angles are respectively angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Okay, these are the four angles of this quadrilateral. And if we join the opposite vertices, we will get two diagonals. We can join the opposite vertices AC and BD. We get the diagonals, namely AC and BD. Okay, these are the different parts of a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. It has four sides, four vertices, four angles and two diagonals. And what about the sum of angles of a quadrilateral? We can easily identify that if we draw any one of the diagonal of a quadrilateral, the quadrilateral divides into two triangles. Here we get two triangles. And we know the sum of angles of a triangle is how much? It's 180 degree. So here 180, here also 180. 180 plus 180. 180 plus 180 is what? 360. So the sum of angles of a quadrilateral will be equal to 360 degree. That's one of the important points you have to keep in mind. Okay. Next we have to revise some types of quadrilaterals. Different types of quadrilaterals. One is trapezium. You all know trapezium. So trapezium is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite side is parallel. One pair of opposite side is parallel. Here the trapezium, I mark it as ABCD, and clearly we can identify that AB is parallel to DC. This side AB is parallel to DC. So if one pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is parallel, then we can conclude it is a trapezium. Okay. Now the next one is parallelogram. Second one is parallelogram. So it is also a quadrilateral, but here both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Okay. So here AB is parallel to DC or CD and BC is parallel to AD. AB parallel to CD and BC parallel to AD. So if both pairs of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are parallel, then we can say it is a parallelogram. Clear? Next one is rectangle. Rectangle is a special parallelogram with one angle 90 degree. So parallelogram we know opposite sides are parallel, and if one angle is 90 degree, then we can say it is a rectangle. Here ABCD is a parallelogram with angle A is equal to 90 degree. So it is a special type of parallelogram with angle 90 degree. It is known as what? A rectangle. Okay. So rectangle is a special parallelogram with one angle 90 degree. Okay. Next one is rhombus. Rhombus is also a special type of parallelogram, special case of parallelogram with all the four sides are equal. Okay, so here ABCD is a rhombus. First of all, it is a parallelogram. AB parallel to DC and BC parallel to AD. Both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, and in addition to that, all the four sides are equal. AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA. AB equal to BC, which is equal to CD, which is equal to DA. Then we can say what? This parallelogram is a rhombus. Clear? Next one is a square. A square is also special type of parallelogram with one angle 90 degree and all the four sides are equal. Okay. Here the angle is 90 degree and all the four sides are equal. So we can write angle A equal to 90 degree. Then AB equal to BC equal to CD is equal to DA. Four sides are equal and angle is equal to 90 degree. So if a parallelogram satisfies these conditions also, then we can conclude it is a square. Okay. So a square is a special type of parallelogram with an angle 90 degree and all the four sides are equal. Clear? Now the next one is kite. We all know the shape of a kite. Kite is also a quadrilateral with each pair of adjacent sides are equal. Here AB equal to AD and BC equal to DC. Okay. If each pair of adjacent sides of a quadrilateral are equal, then we can say it is a kite. One thing you have to remember is it is not a parallelogram. Okay. Kite is not a parallelogram. Similarly, trapezium is not a parallelogram. Clear? In this chapter, we will study more about different types of quadrilaterals, their properties, and especially those of parallelograms. Okay. Here are some points you have to keep in mind. First one is a square is a rectangle and also a rhombus. Okay. Because a square satisfies all the properties of a rectangle and a rhombus. So we can conclude a square is a rectangle and also a rhombus. Okay. And the second one is a parallelogram is a trapezium. A parallelogram is a trapezium because parallelogram satisfies the properties of a trapezium. We know trapezium means if one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Here in parallelogram, two pairs of, both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Okay. So, parallelogram satisfies the properties of trapezium. So, we can say parallelogram is a trapezium. Okay. But we cannot say trapezium is a parallelogram. Clear? And the next one is a kite is not a parallelogram because kite doesn't satisfy the properties of parallelogram. So kite is not a parallelogram. Then fourth one, a trapezium is not a parallelogram. Trapezium also doesn't satisfy the properties of parallelogram that we have already discussed. Okay. Then a rectangle or a rhombus is not a square. Okay. Square is a rectangle and also a rhombus. But a rectangle or a rhombus is not a square because rectangle and rhombus doesn't satisfy the property of square. Understood? Here we can conclude the different types of quadrilaterals and the properties they have. First one is trapezium. Only one pair of opposite side is parallel. Then parallelogram. Both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. A rectangle. It is a parallelogram with one angle of measure 90 degree. Okay. Then rhombus. It is a parallelogram having all sides equal. Then square. It is a rhombus where one angle is 90 degree. and kite. It is a quadrilateral with two pairs of equal adjacent sides. It is not a parallelogram. Okay. Now we shall discuss the properties of parallelogram. Here the properties are given in the form of theorems. We can discuss one by one. First point is, a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Theorem 8.1. Okay. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. This theorem we have to prove. So for that we can draw one parallelogram ABCD, and we can draw the diagonal AC. Okay. So proof, given ABCD is a parallelogram. With diagonal AC. Okay. So here we have to prove the diagonal AC divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. That means triangle ABC and triangle ADC are congruent. That we have to prove. Okay. So we can consider that two triangles. In triangle BAC and triangle ACD, these two triangles ACD, we know in a parallelogram both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Here AB parallel to DC and BC parallel to AD. Okay, and AC we can consider as a transversal. So we can say these two angles are alternate interior angles. And we can see another pair of alternate interior angle here and here. Okay, that we can write here. Angle BAC equal to angle ACD. Then another pair is angle ACB equal to this one, angle CAD. Both are equal, alternate interior angles. Okay. Now we can write AC is the common side for both the triangles. Okay. So here we can write AC equal to CA common. Therefore, triangle BAC is congruent to triangle ACD by which rule? ASA congruence rule. Two angles and included side. Okay. ASA rule. Hence the proof. So here we get what? The diagonal AC divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So finally you can write the conclusion. Therefore, a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. Clear? Now we shall discuss the properties of parallelogram one by one. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Next one is the converse of theorem 8.2. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram. Okay. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then what we can conclude? It is a parallelogram. Okay. And theorem 8.4 is, in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. Obviously, next one is the reverse of converse of theorem 8.4. If in a quadrilateral, each pair of opposite angles is equal, then it is a parallelogram. Okay, in a quadrilateral, each pair of opposite angles are equal, then it is a parallelogram. Okay, and the next theorem states that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Bisect means divide into two equal parts. Okay. And last one is the converse of theorem 8.6. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. I repeat, if the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. Clear? I think these all things you have learned in 8th standard. Here it is given in the form of theorems. That's the only difference. We are not going to prove these theorems. You have to learn the statement only. Okay. But first theorem you have to learn the proof also. First one, the diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. That theorem you have to learn the proof, and these all theorems you have to learn the statement only. Okay. Now there is another condition for a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram. Theorem 8.8 states that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if a pair of opposite sides is equal and parallel. Okay. It is another condition for a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram. If one pair of opposite sides is parallel and equal, then we can conclude the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay. So these are the theorems related to what? Parallelogram. That you have to keep in mind. There are 8 theorems we have learned so far. That 8 theorems you have to keep in mind. Now we can start solving exercise 8.1. Okay. Here the first question is, the angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 3:5:9:30. Find all the angles of the quadrilateral. Okay. So we can take the angles as, let the angles be 3x, 5x, 9x and 13x. The ratio is given, so we can take the angles as, 3x, 5x, 9x and 13x. And we know the sum of angles of a quadrilateral is how much? 360 degree, right? So sum of angles is equal to 360 degree. Here we can put the values. Here the angles are 3x, 5x, 9x and 13x. The sum of these 4 angles will be equal to 360. We can add these 4 values. 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 9, 17, 17 plus 13, 30x, which is equal to 360. X is equal to 360 divided by 30. 0 and 0 you can cancel, and x is equal to 12. X is 12, so we can find the angles one by one. First one is 3x, so 3x is equal to 3 into 12, 36 degree. Then 5x, 5 into 12, which gives 60 degree. Then 9x, 9 into 12, which gives 108 degree. Then last one 13x, 13 into 12, which gives 156 degree. Therefore the angles are 36 degree, 60 degree, 108 degree and 156 degree. Okay. Now the next one is, if the diagonal of a parallelogram are equal, then show that it is a rectangle. Okay. So here the diagonals of a parallelogram are equal, and we have to prove it is a rectangle. We can draw 2 diagonals, AC and BD. Okay. So we are given parallelogram ABCD with AC equal to BD. Diagonals are equal. To prove it is a rectangle, first we can consider triangle ACB and triangle BDA. ACB, this one, and BDA, this triangle. Okay, we are going to prove these two triangles are congruent. Okay, AC equal to BD, it is given. Diagonals are equal. Then we can write the common side AB. Okay, AB which is equal to BA, common to both the triangles. Okay, next we can take the side BC and AD. BC equal to AD. These are opposite sides of parallelogram, so they are equal. Opposite sides of parallelogram. Therefore, by SSS congruence rule, we can conclude these two triangles are congruent. Triangle ACB is congruent to triangle BDA by SSS rule. So we can write angle ABC. Angle ABC equal to angle BAD. This one ABC, here BAD. Angle BAD. CPCT. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. So we can write angle ABC equal to angle BAD. Since it is a parallelogram, AD and BC are parallel. AD and BC are parallel. So what we can say? These two angles are interior angles. If we consider AB as a transversal, interior angles on the same side of a transversal. What about interior angles on the same side of a transversal? They are supplementary. That we have discussed in chapter 6, lines and angles. Remember? So interior angles on the same side of a transversal are supplementary. So we can write, but angle ABC plus angle BAD equal to 180 degree. You can write the reason as consecutive interior angle or co-interior angles. Or you can say interior angles on the same side of the transversal. All are same. Okay. Now we can combine these two steps. Here ABC equal to BAD. Here we get sum of these two angles gives 180 degree. Sum 180, both are equal. So each one will be equal to how much? 90 degree. Okay, 180 by 2. So therefore we can write angle ABC equal to angle BAD equal to 180 by 2, which gives 90 degree. So here these two angle measures 90 degree. That means ABCD is a rectangle. Okay, since it is a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. Here we got angle A as 90. So opposite angle, angle C is also 90. Angle B 90. So angle D is also 90. So all angles are 90 degree and opposite sides are equal and parallel. So what we can conclude? ABCD is a rectangle. So finally we can write, therefore ABCD is a rectangle. Okay. Now the next question is, show that if the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other at right angles, then it is a rhombus. So we can draw on quadrilateral like a rhombus. We can mark it as ABCD. Then draw two diagonals. The intersecting point we can mark it as O. Here it is given that the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other at right angles. So bisect means divide into two equal parts. So here one of the diagonal is AC. So OA equal to OC and OB equal to. So we can write the proof as, given OA equal to OC, OB equal to OD. Bisect each other at right angles. So here the angle is also 90 degree. angle AOB, BOC, COD and DOA. These four angles will be equal to 90 degree. And angle AOB equal to angle BOC equal to angle COD equal to angle DOA equal to 90 degree. So this much things are given in the question. We have to prove this quadrilateral is a rhombus. So in order to prove it is a rhombus, we have to prove all the four sides are equal. That means AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA. For that we can consider the nearest triangles. Okay, AOB and BOC. If we prove these two triangles are congruent, then we can write AB and BC are equal. And we can take the next pair of consecutive triangles BOC and COD, then COD and DOA and so on. Okay. So first of all we can take triangle AOB and triangle BOC. We can easily prove the congruency. Here we take the triangles AOB and BOC. We know OA and OC are equal. It is given. OA equal to OC given. Okay. Now OB is the common side. OB equal to OB common. And the angle AOB equal to angle BOC. Angle AOB equal to angle BOC, each 90 degree. It's also given. Therefore, we can conclude triangle AOB is congruent to triangle BOC by SAS congruence rule. So, we can write the corresponding parts are equal. AB equal to BC. AB equal to BC, CPCT. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles. We can take it as equation number 1. Similarly, we can consider the next pair of triangles, namely triangle BOC and triangle COD. So, in triangle BOC and triangle COD, we can write a similar proof. BOC, COD. CO or OC is common. So, OC is equal to OC common. Then, OB and OD are equal. It is given. Diagonals bisect each other. Then, angle 90 degree. BOC, COD. Angle BOC equal to angle COD, each 90 degree. It's also given. Therefore, triangle BOC is congruent to triangle COD by SAS congruence rule. So, by CPCT, what we can write? BC equal to CD. BC equal to CD, CPCT. We can take it as equation number 2. Now we can consider triangle COD and triangle DOA, and from this we get what? CD equal to DA. Now we can consider triangle COD and DOA. So in triangle COD and triangle DOA, OD is the common side. OD equal to OD common. And OC is equal to OA. It is given. Then angle COD equal to DOA. Angle COD equal to angle DOA. Each 90 degree. It's also given. Therefore, by SAS rule, we can write triangle COD is congruent to triangle DOA by SAS rule. So, by CPCT we can write CD equal to DA. CPCT. Equation number 3. So by combining equation 1, 2 and 3, what we get? In 1, AB equal to BC. In equation 2, BC equal to CD. And in 3, CD is equal to DA. That means AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA. All the four sides are equal. From 1, 2 and 3, we get AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA. Therefore, ABCD is a rhombus. Okay. Now we move on to question number 4. Show that the diagonals of a square are equal and bisect each other at right angles. We can prove this statement in 3 different steps. Okay. First of all, we can take the part equal. Diagonals are equal. Then second one, diagonals bisect each other. And third one, diagonals bisect each other at right angles. Cut at right angles. That means the angle formed is 90 degrees. Okay. So consider a square. ABCD. We can draw the diagonals AC and BD. Intersect each other at the point O. Okay. So first we are going to prove the diagonals of a square are equal. Okay. So here the diagonals are namely AC and BD. So we can consider the triangles ABC, this one ABC and BAD. Okay. So in triangle ABC and triangle BAD, what we can write? AB equal to BA, common side. AB equal to BA, common. Then next one is BC equal to AD. BC equal to AD, sides of a square. We know all the 4 sides of a square are equal. So BC and AD are equal. Also each angle of a square is equal to 90 degrees. So here angle ABC equal to angle BAD. Angle ABC equal to angle BAD, both 90 degree. Okay. Since ABCD is a square. Therefore, we can write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle BAD by SAS congruence rule. So by CPCT, what we can conclude? AC and BD are equal. AC and BD are the corresponding sides of triangle ABC and triangle BAD. So we can write AC equal to BD by CPCT. We can take it as equation number 1. So the first part is over. That means the diagonals of a square are equal. Now we can prove the diagonals bisect each other. Bisect means we have to prove OA equal to OC and OB equal to OD. For that we can take the triangle AOB and COD. Okay. Now in triangle AOB and triangle COD, what we can write? AB and DC are equal. AB equal to CD, sides of square. Since AB and DC are parallel, we get 2 pairs of alternate interior angles. Here OAB and OCD. Okay, these two are alternate angles. And OBA, this one, and ODC, this one. Okay, so here we can write angle OAB equal to angle OCD and angle OBA equal to angle ODC. Alternate angles. Okay. Therefore, by ASA congruence rule, two angles and included side. Here one side and the two angles on it. Here also one side and two angles on it of a triangle are respectively equal. So we can conclude these two triangles are congruent. Therefore, triangle AOB is congruent to triangle COD by ASA congruence rule. So we can conclude OA equal to OC and OB equal to OD. These are the corresponding sides of these two triangles, namely AOB and COD. So by CPCT we can write OA equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. Okay, we can consider this as equation 2. That means we get the diagonals bisect each other. Now one more thing we have to prove is diagonals bisect each other at right angles. That means the angle formed at this point O is equal to 90 degree. Angle AOB equal to 90 degree. Angle BOC 90, COD 90, AOD 90. Okay, these all angles are equal to 90 degree that we have to prove. Okay. Here we can consider triangle AOB and BOC. So in triangle AOB and triangle BOC, what we can write? AB equal to BC. Sides of square. Then OA equal to OC. We proved OB is the common side. OB equal to OB common. Therefore, triangle AOB is congruent to triangle BOC by SSS congruence rule. And by CPCT we can write angle AOB here. Angle AOB equal to angle BOC. Angle AOB equal to angle BOC CPCT. But angle AOB and angle BOC are linear pair of angles. Okay, here AOB and BOC are linear pair. So we can write the sum of these two angles will be equal to 180 degree. But angle AOB plus angle BOC equal to 180 degree by linear pair axiom. By combining these two steps, we can write each angle will be equal to 90 degree. Here sum of angle 180 degree and both are equal. So each one will be equal to 90 degree. So here we can write, therefore angle AOB equal to angle BOC, that will be equal to 180 by 2, 90 degree. That means the diagonals bisect each other at right angles. Cut at right angles. So third part is also over. This we can take it as equation number 3. Diagonals are equal. AC equal to BD. And in the second equation we got bisect each other. That is OA equal to OC and OB equal to OD. And in the third part we get the diagonals cut at right angles. Angle AOB 90 degree, BOC also 90. COD and AOB are vertically opposite angle. Both are equal. And here AOD and BOC are vertically opposite angle. Both are equal. Otherwise we can apply linear pair axiom. Okay. Anyway, we got the values as 90 degree. Okay, the angles are 90 degree. So finally we can conclude the diagonals of a square are equal and bisect each other at right angles. So last you have to write the conclusion. Therefore, this show that part we can cancel and you can write, therefore the diagonals of a square are equal and bisect each other at right angles. Okay. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Thank you.